But y'all don't consider us real Africans. Y'all don't.
If you haven't seen that video of Cam'ron talking about Africans don't even like us, people be like, Africans don't even like us. And I'm sitting there like, Goofy, you got people in your family that don't even like you. You got neighbors don't even like your neighbor probably don't even like you. The next block don't even like you. I mean, a lot of times gangs are created because of block to block or neighborhood to neighborhood. What are we talking about? Your own city don't even like you. Your own country don't even like you. And we can look at that, historically. What are we talking about? What are we getting at? What are we doing? I'm not moving somewhere. I'm not. It's funny. I don't want to be somewhere I'm not wanted. I want to be around people that don't like me, because that's going to cause conflict in many ways. Why you want to be somewhere where you're not respected? I never understood that for the life of me. I want to be around people that don't want to be around me. It's really that simple and plain. And if you look at the historical and current um, situation of collective of so-called black folks in America, they're telling you, we don't want you here. We never want you here except for to be exploited. So when you say Africans don't like us, I'll be like, man, America don't like you. What are you talking about? I find it interesting that he made that statement because I've seen a lot of people make that statement recently, especially when I talk about my aspirations of moving to another country. And they say, oh, them Africans, they don't even like us. In some instances, it's true, but you can't speak for a complete continent. Now, we know that people come to the United States and they have all kinds of concepts in their mind of what so called black Americans or African Americans are, right? And a lot of this is created from mass media. The mass media promotes us as drug dealers, criminals, vagrants, just total backwards, destructive, and people you don't want to associate with, right? And they promote this to a lot of people, and they vet people that come from the continent now too, because they don't want to create any more Fela Kutis or Kwame Nkrumahs, right? And it says aspiring to integrate, and we know integration means you have to undermine the permanent underclass of what is the West or America, which is so-called black people or stolen Africans. So I say all to say that it's not surprising that he made that statement. And towards the end of the video, Cameron says, y'all don't even see us talking about continental Africans. Y'all don't even see us as Africans. Number one, that's a complete generalization. And number two, that is the issue I find with us in the diaspora, especially in the United States, is that we can't look to other people to define who we are. You define yourself first, and everyone else has to deal with that. That's a concept of self definition and power. That's where power comes from, defining yourself, and then everyone else either they can agree with it or can't agree with it. What you gonna do about it? That's coming into some other things. But I'm saying that to say that we shouldn't look to other people to define who we are. And the concept of Pan Africanism really comes from us because on the continent we were fighting each other because of our cultural and religious differences, and then we ended up in the same place, realizing that all those things were silly and frivolous. At the end of the day, I mean, they mean nothing because in the Western colonies you will be black and you will be oppressed. You will be, the permanent underclass. So those cultural divisions didn't mean anything. So we created the concept of Pan Africanism. And not to say that African Pan Africanism wasn't on the continent, because it was, but we defined ourselves. And we helped inspire a lot of the movements to destroy colonization on the continent. So that's just, a little tidbit, even Kwame Nkrumah. But I talked about this in another video. So that's just, a little bit for you to take with you. And yeah, y'all take care. All right. Peace.